The goal of the show is to help you break in and thrive in advertising. We do that every single week by sharing the stories and advice of those rocking it on the other side. Follow us on LinkedIn as well. We post advertising news unlike anything else you've ever seen before. I guarantee it. Today, we're joined by Erica Roberts, who is the Chief Creative Officer at BBH USA, and our buddy, the industry's friend, Brian Bonilla, who's a senior agencies reporter at Ad Age. So we all chop it up. We're going to talk with Erica. We're going to learn how she leads, ships work, and keeps BBH on a frickin' heater, everyone. We even get into her 4 to 7 a.m. Creative routine, how she staffs and rotates her teams within BBH, how she's winning and defending tough accounts there. They're on a heater, everybody. And we even get into how they launched the Goodyear Creative Work, which goes to the anthem, Still Dre. All really good stuff here. Erica is the CCO of the year, if I haven't mentioned that already, and they're frickin' hiring. So listen to figure out how to get in the door. On with the show. This is the Breaking and Entering Advertising Podcast. And as usual, I'm your accomplice, Geno Schellenberger. Kick it, Ellie.
Brian, Geno, and Erica Roberts. I don't do the intro.
That was awesome.
It's weird with the mic in front of you.
I know, it's like pinned against the wall.
But yeah, you guys know what it is. We have Geno with us, and then a very special guest, Erica Roberts, CCO of BBH USA. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, guys.
This is
it's
phenomenal.
Like between two ferns. Here.
Totally.
Yeah, we need ferns.
They're right there.
That's what's missing.
They're right there.
These
are fake. These are not real.
Like a fern over here. Yeah.
Erica, welcome to the freaking show.
Thank you for having me. It's beautiful. The view is
it's
actually distractingly beautiful.
That is a lie. We love that. We love
about
that.
the many whiteboards staring her in the face.
That's so funny. Ellie went to Oasis, so we have an Oasis poster.
They're obsessed with Oasis. Are you familiar? Are you a fan?
Am I familiar with the band Oasis? I have heard of them. Yes, I am a fan. I did not go to the show though.
Everyone's talking about this Oasis stuff.
You're clearly not a fan.
I'm a fan, but I didn't know it was such a big deal that
they broke up and they came back together. It's like
that,
it's a reality show. Did you guys go as a team?
Yeah.
No. 9 to 5 here. Okay. We don't. This culture, there is no.
BBH too.
Yeah.
9 to 5.
9 to 5. No hangouts.
I've seen them stand next to each other and not talk for like 30 minutes.
For sure.
And then no, I'm joking.
It's fantastic.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how you run your company, but anyways, the goal of this episode is to learn about you. The theme of this episode is how to stay on top, because you are CCO of the freaking year. And in 3 different perspectives, staying on top as CCO of the year. So for you, and then BBH, creatively, great, like one of the best creative agencies today on a heater. And then the last tier, Publicis. Like any insight on how they're staying on top? I would say it's probably the hottest holding company right now. So those are the 3 tiers here. And Brian's going to kick us off with a surprise rapid fire question list.
Yeah, we'll start loose. We'll keep it like
gotta be fast. Gotta be rapid fire.
Yeah. So whatever comes to mind, just keep it.
Oasis.
It could all be Oasis. Yeah.
No. Manchester.
All right. First question. Where are you most creative?
In the morning. In the morning.
In the morning?
Yeah. Between the hour, it's more of a time of day. Between the hours of 4 and 7 a.m. So usually, yeah.
Same.
Yes.
I'm a midnight creative.
Before other people wake up, I would say.
Fair enough. What's your greatest source of inspiration?
Soft focus. Usually found at 4 to 7 a.m. in the morning.
Okay. What's the best concert you've seen? And it can't be Oasis. So we feel like
the best concert I've ever seen. Oh, I guess I have to tell everybody this about me.
Okay. Breaking news.
Breaking news. I have a bad habit that is well known in my friend group that I have fallen asleep at a lot of concerts.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
Now, I have gone to a lot of concerts, very fucking loud concerts, like where you have the worst seats that are like right by the speaker, and I have fallen asleep. I don't know. I know it's not a great thing.
Wait, how does that?
I don't know. It's a weird pseudo narcoleptic situation, but
Interesting.
that's kind of a non-answer.
Okay.
But
She
it is
doesn't
just something that
remember-
I felt like I wanted to be vulnerable and share that with both
That
of
was
you.
fantastic.
She doesn't remember the concert, so that's what
So,
what it is.
Yes.
That's what it is. What are you currently streaming?
Oh, I do have another answer about a concert.
Ellie,
Sorry.
is that legal?
Which I did.
Yes, please.
Is that
Okay.
allowed? Okay.
So we did a Folgers spot featuring Trombone Shorty, where the song was Bad Reputation by Joan Jett, and because Folgers is roasted in New Orleans and Trombone Shorty is like the unofficial mayor of New Orleans, we went down there and he was sort of like the star of the spot. And ultimately, like, he laid down some tracks and we mixed him with Joan Jett's song, and then they connected and they performed together on stage. She showed up at one of his concerts in New Orleans and we all flew down there. So it was kind of cool to create this cultural connection through one of your spots. So that may have been one of the coolest non-sleeping concerts that I've went to.
I love that answer. That's a great answer. What are you currently streaming right now? What are you watching?
Okay. I finished Righteous Gemstones,
Nice.
and I had never watched Eastbound and Down, so now I'm watching that as well. I love Gilded Age. Those are probably. I finished Hacks.
That's on my list too.
I think a show that have now watched multiple times that I want to shout out because I think not enough people have discovered it is Better Things with Pamela Adlon.
Okay. Wait,
Just a hot take.
Better
Just
Things,
as
that was on FX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that show.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
it was a
good.
great show.
These next two questions are very
Awesome
difficult.
soundtrack too, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. What were you
These are very difficult questions. These next two, I usually skip them.
the creative.
Yeah, but you can try it.
You want
It's
to
up
try
to
it?
you.
And then
You're the
we'll see.
host here.
We'll see. I think you can handle it.
I'm terrified.
Give a creative green flag. It's a little vague,
It's a hard question. I mean, I didn't write them personally. I'm not going to put anybody under the bus. I'm not going to say names, but Ellie, I'm not going to say.
Creative.
Do you mean like when working creatively, or
just
Ellie-
anything that I'm like, oh, that's a green flag?
or
Yeah.
like when you see a campaign, maybe?
Yeah, let's hear it from Ellie, our producer Mike here.
Did you write the question, Allie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Randy's.
So when I was thinking about these questions, what I was envisioning is you're in your war room, whatever, you're in
Yeah.
deep in coming up with a creative
Okay.
concept. What's something that you see in that moment where you're like, oh, that's genius. This is great. This is a green flag. We're going to run with that.
I mean, it obviously depends on the brief and the assignment. And I
Mhm.
mean, I think there's an undeniability about a good idea where it's sort of listen, there's a lot of different, there's ideas come to you and you're sort of, this is a very circuitous answer to your question,
okay.
but ideas come to you and you're you see something in there and you're digging, you're there's something, right? Is it a diamond or is it just broken up concrete? But then there are ideas where it's just undeniable and the room's oh fuck, that's so good, that's so good, so I love those obviously because it's just handed to you on a silver platter. But I don't know. I mean, when you say a creative green flag, I think too about when you're interviewing somebody and something that they say that immediately you're yes, that is the type of person that I want.
This is the next one.
On the opposite side, what's a creative
Red flag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. People who are just I just I really love leading and inspiring people.
Yeah.
I think great creatives love, yes, obviously that's kind of, particularly if you're looking for creative leadership, that is table stakes and that is of course something that you should want to do. But I think particularly at BBH, we're looking for people who genuinely want to be in the work and in the ideation, like top to bottom. Like, I want to be in it. Like, anybody who's like looking to just kind of become a figurehead is like, this is, our agency is not the right place.
Well, no, and there's a lot of that in the industry. So
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work.
Yeah. What's the greatest place you visited?
I can tell you that my happy place
Okay.
is Wyoming.
Really? Did you grow up
I
there?
love,
or-
no, I got married out in Wyoming, and if you've never been, it is the most gorgeous place.
A lot of
It's
bears.
like
A lot of bears there.
a lot of, yeah.
That worries me.
A lot of moose, more moose
They
encounters.
don't mess around either.
They're
huge.
ferocious, but also very funny looking.
Okay. Last question. What's the best thing you've read? It could be social, article, a book recently.
Oh, I just gave the book or told one of our great writers to read Rules of Civility. Have you guys read that? Amar Tolls.
No.
He wrote Gentleman in Moscow. If you
Heard of that.
like historical fiction, and particularly a historical fiction about New York. It's very
Okay.
good.
Interesting. Cool.
All right. You got me there.
You're a history
Rules of
buff
civility.
Are you a history buff or like history fiction?
No, my brain is a sieve. I can't remember anything. So history is not a great thing for me to retain.
No.
Cool. And
I also forgive easily because I can't remember anything.
Yeah, like,
so.
did you wrong me? I don't. Yeah.
Who can remember?
I feel you. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like, give me
Who
a
has
day.
time?
I
Yeah,
don't care.
I get past it.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That ends the rapid fire.
Oh, it wasn't that
portion.
rapid, but
It wasn't, but
Thanks,
you,
sir.
you answered well, so that's
You did
what
great.
matters.
Ellie, what's the score on the rapid fire?
9.5.
thank you. Out of 12.
It would
Out of 100.
have been great if you just didn't give
Out
up.
of 100.
Fantastic.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, let's get into this. So like I said, I want to understand, like, how do you stay on top in this industry? And the first one is you specifically. You're the CCO of the frickin' year. So either like, how do you stay on top? Like when you first broke into the industry, what were some of those things that you'd done early on to get to the top? What do you do today to stay on top? Give us some of the secret sauce here.
So we just met, but to know me is I am not like a person who is like, my whole life I've been driving to the top. Like, I am very much of like, what's the next assignment and what do we need to do? So even just finding myself as CCO of the year, and I'm sure you saw me like as I was going through stories, it was, I think the first word out of my mouth was fuck. And so as I just kept looking at like each, I was like, fuck. And I was like, oh my gosh, my parents were like, that was nice, Erica. Like I genuinely couldn't believe it. And so I don't think a lot about like, how can I stay on top? Because I am really, I don't know, it's not how I'm wired. I mean, I have habits, I think, that lend themselves to maybe a successful career. And by a successful career, I mean like building an agency and an agency community where people come because they believe that it's going to help their own careers. And so like, I don't know, I think by way of doing the things that I love, I happen to have found myself here.
You said you're wired in a different way. Like you're not wired to be worried about being on the top. So how are you wired? What are some of those habits then?
I'm like very obsessive about things like staying close to briefs and making sure we're putting the absolute best teams on each brief, right? Or making sure that a team that I put on something that's really, really hard and difficult and gnarly has a chance to have a palate cleanser on a different type of brief so that they can refresh and work out a different part of their brain. And like, just like being, and then of course there's just like the work itself and like being really connected with the work that's happening in the agency. And like, yes, you know, director searches and yes, but like even down to like, and not not in like a overbearing way. Like I do, the ECDs bring me in how they want to bring me in, and we have like a really nice relationship in that regard. But like I love just kind of like opening my doors and being in it and having fun with people and being really connected to the work and to the junior most levels within the organization and making them feel like I see that they're working so hard and I'm working hard too to make sure that they have the best experience here, because ultimately the best work is going to come out of that.
Were there moments like, because I know before you joined BBH, you were at Publicis New York for, what was it, 17 years? Or?
Yeah.
Were there moments where you, like, what were the learning moments there that you figured out kind of how to be the type of CCO you want to be? What stood out there?
And I mean, I've shared this in the past, but I worked into, ultimately as I was elevated into an ECD role, Andy Bird was my CCO, and I was a CD at the time, and I went to him and I raised my hand and I was like, I think I'm ready to, and it was actually somewhat later on in my career, or maybe like I perceived to have, like in my mind, I waited a little bit longer than most to like kind of raise my hand. I was like ready to step on the gas. And I went to him and I was like, I want a chance to run a piece of new business. And he was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw me in and we won. And then he was like, do it again. And I did it again. And then he gave me Red Lobster. And he handed it to me and it promptly went up for review. Obviously, like we were trying to change creative leadership because we sensed there was an issue, but I think the issue was so far gone that it went up for review. So I had to pitch it.
Yeah.
And we ended up defending and winning it. And so I learned a lot about very quickly, and he gave me, he trusted me so much and just gave me a lot of leeway. And he, I don't know if you've ever spoken to him, but he's just so brilliant and so kind and so gracious and always sort of leads with trust. And then, he's not like a skeptical person. And I think that really rubbed off on me. But anyway, he like gave me a chance to like learn. And I think I try to tell people who work into me too, like, listen, Red Lobster, by the way, I don't know if you've covered this, but they're doing very, like, I think they're on the cusp of doing some really cool shit right now. So no shade, because I think they are getting it right now. But back in the day, like they were still sort of just trying to play from the same playbook. And it was really difficult. But like I learned how to stand up QS, fast casual accounts. I learned how to protect teams from getting burnt out. I learned how to find creative opportunities in what seemed like a literally sea of, spinning shrimp. So like, I think it taught me a lot. And then like the sexy came.
Right.
Yeah. And you raised your hand, you asked for that opportunity. You were creative director at the time?
Yeah, I was a creative director and then promptly made ECD.
Do you prefer
So you just asked.
And then I won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
And then
that
I just did it. Like,
right.
right. Like, and I think that's why, it's like I was ready to like put in the effort at that point that I don't know, I just had the confidence, or just like it clicked in me that I was like kind of being wasted in what I was doing.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Like, yeah, the lead up to that.
I was like ready, it's like you kind of wake up one morning and you're just like, yeah, I need more. And it's like since then, and I've said to like Carlos Rano too, like I like being scared. Like I think that fuels me a little. And so, yeah, and it's like if I'm not being scared, I get bored very quickly.
Dude, I was literally just telling you the same thing. Like I get bored if things are mundane.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Like I need to be worried.
Yes.
To like do good work.
Exactly. It drives. Yeah. So I guess get back to your point, like what kind of motivates creativity? It's like you just, I don't know, you just want this like challenge or this level of like uncertainty or needing to figure it out, like the problem solving. And so they just kept, it's part of the reason I've been at Publicis so long. Like they just kind of kept finding ways to scare me and challenge me and like make me uncomfortable and push me into rooms or onto stages where I'm like, I've never done this. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Boom, let's do it.
Would you say for people that want to make that jump, like working on a like less sexy brand is a better move. Like
creatives should realize that like there is experience, or there's opportunity rather, in every experience, right? And it's like even if it's not gonna lead you to Cannes, because it doesn't always, but like it may get you this experience of like, oh, you know, all of a sudden you're speaking to CEOs and you've never done that before, or you're in rooms, you're in front of 300 franchisees on a stage. Like there's a lot of experiences that you need to cobble together to ultimately get to a place if you want to take the path to a CCO, where when you become a CCO, you're able to confidently walk into a lot of different types of rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So
for sure.
Hall of Fame advice there. Love that. So that understands a little bit about you. And I want to say not everybody is wired that way, where you have to be scared to be successful or put in these uncomfortable situations to be pushed. I don't really like that.
you don't.
I'm
You
good.
didn't you leave your job to start
You literally
this?
did the thing.
Didn't you? I just want to not to like. Didn't you quite literally do that not so long ago?
Aren't you doing it right now?
Yeah,
Actually?
aren't you
Yeah, but I'm
living that?
comfortable. I'm comfortable. It's very nice in here.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
you're talking.
It is. It's a little warm, but
Maybe
nice.
you don't get. Maybe you don't scare you.
Well, maybe
that's what it is. Like maybe
that could, for most people, I would assume they don't operate like that.
What that they want to be. I mean, both 2/3 of the people on this.
Well, I think I know. I know what you're saying.
Ellie, do you like to help?
I know what you're saying.
Again,
though. Like people think comfort
2v1 here
is great, and like I think people want to get comfortable at some point in their lives. I get worried about that. Like I don't like being comfortable.
Yeah.
At least when it comes to work and like creativity and like
I agree.
What you do creatively is very different than what we do, but like I still like to think about it as creative, you know? So like
For sure.
it's the same like thing like when you're ideating and things like
finding new formats, finding new places for yourself to show up, like this podcast. I don't know. It's maybe it's more about not wanting to get bored.
This episode is brought to you by Working Smarter, a podcast from Dropbox, the company behind Dropbox Dash, the AI teammate that understands your work. Dash helps creative teams find, organize, and share everything from decks to campaign assets in one place so they can move faster and stay focused. Season 2 of Working Smarter looks at how AI is actually changing modern work beyond the hype. Each episode features real people using these tools to unlock more time for ideas and craft, the part of the job we all signed up for. There's a great one with Chef Ian Ramirez, who uses AI to handle the tedious prep work so he can stay creative in the kitchen. Same principle we talk about here on this show. Let tech handle the busy work so you can focus on the big idea. Listen to Working Smarter wherever you get your podcast or visit workingsmarter.ai.
I also think like creative minds, like it's. I had a stage in my career where I was like working on one thing for 3 years, and it's like, I don't think that is how the creative mind thrives,
right?
Or at least like I think there is a type of creative who just like kind of enjoys being able to bounce around from solving different types of problems.
I couldn't imagine going in-house.
Well, that's part of the
No, I know. I mean, but I think there are creatives who do thrive on that. I think we tend to attract people who like the fact that we keep a bit of a flex structure at certain levels so that you can kind of grow horizontally as well as sort of climb up the rungs of the ladder.
Yeah. Totally.
Is that what led you to BBH? That like you're like, I don't want to be like that feeling of like, let's get uncomfortable a little bit.
I was pretty open that I wanted to go to a boutique because it was kind of something I hadn't done. And it was like just something like I felt, I'm like, I think it's time to like learn from a different playbook, from like a more boutique playbook. I mean, you know, that is like Publicis is amazing and that playbook is unstoppable and there are just brilliant minds at the helm. And I think part of that brilliance too is like when I went and said I need this other opportunity, it was like, okay, well, guess what? We have this other opportunity over here. And it was, you know, it's been absolutely amazing because it is a very different playbook. And there are influences, but the way that we approach things is is different than sort of at the group level.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that because
Playbook. Yeah.
BBH, US, that's your remit, right? Or is it global?
Yes.
You guys have been crushing. What's been going on? Can you tell us? You two should be able to inform me on some of the wins, some of the campaigns between the agency reporter and the CCO.
Well,
Can you guys give me some context here on how BBH is crushing it today?
Well, I'll set like a stage, and then obviously
Okay.
you
Yeah,
know
please.
more than I do. But obviously, when you join, like I think there was that period of like, what is BBH USA going to be,
Yeah.
right? And I think what happened last year that didn't happen, I think the previous 2-3 years, I would say, was it felt like there was a steadiness in terms of like the executive team, but then it was like you guys were actually putting out work that, you know, resonated on a, I think, like mass scale, right? I think sometimes in the industry, there's this like need to be super like artsy and niche and like, you know, and I think you guys found a really interesting balance of like, this is good, but it's also like for its purpose.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel, but that's from the outside looking in.
Like what?
You know, I think, you know, the like peanut butter work.
Yeah,
that
the
you guys
GIF work.
did, the
Yeah.
GIF work.
For sure.
You know, I think
I mean, even Goodyear to some degree.
I do want to I want to
yeah.
touch on that at some point.
Yeah.
That's my favorite campaign of the year so far.
Yeah, thank you.
So just like, you know, like, but like showing up in ways that like everyone could possibly like something like that, you know? But I don't know how you feel. Like,
I mean, I think, listen, we pride ourselves on not having like a house style, right? I think like our house style is that the common denominator behind our clients behind our clients is that they all have like this shared creative ambition that like great work will truly transform their business. So that's kind of lovely that we have this freedom to kind of approach every creative problem very differently. And I think, yes, we do have some kind of big populist almost pieces that I'm really proud of. And you're right, they're not sort of artsy, boutique-y pieces. They're definitely like big business driving, problem solving, big hunk of media budgets, right? People are actually seeing them. They're not just seeing them in Ad Age, which is also pretty awesome.
It's okay if you just see it in Ad Age, by the way.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
You're good. You're good.
But I think like, you know, how we're staying on top, which is ultimately the question I think that you're asking, and how we're making work like this.
Yeah. I mean, did we get through some of the clients' wins recently? Like, what else? Let's list them out. Let's let the people know.
Goodyear,
Goodyear,
PayPal,
Bacardi,
which was multiple pitches,
right?
Also, so Grey Goose, Patron,
right?
Now
Arby's.
We have Doers, Arby's. Yep.
7-Up.
7-Up.
You know.
Yep. 7-Up. Bi-Core.
Yeah, I mean that's just within the last 12 months, right? Like that's pretty much ish. Yeah.
That's impressive.
That was not happening, I think, before at the
No, I think we've like we're locked and loaded. I think it's
how do you handle all the
credit to that?
How do I handle it?
How do you handle all that?
I credit
That's a lot of
it. I mean,
work.
again, I think
very uncomfortable.
Is really every department is equally strong, and I mean every department. Like I said, Samantha Deavy, our CSO in the strategy department, that she has built, just consistently hands us briefs that put the creatives on third base. Like it is just a gift. Account and Steven and like the rigor that he's brought in the relationship, you know, sort of elevating the relationship and the importance of relationship has been absolutely invaluable. And both of them are like incredible creative partners to me, and like Lindsay as well, from, you know, just a CMO perspective. But then like our project management, right? And it's like, I say this because it's like it's the process that liberates the creativity. Like it is incredible. And our production, and we have a new head of production who is like out of this world incredible, Tasha. And it's like having we don't have a weak link, which is like and you feel it. Like you feel it and you feel like everybody in the boat is rowing in the same direction at the same velocity. And, when everybody's sort of moving in the same direction and you trust everybody around you, you get there. And it's just like you just play out the fundamentals and it works. It's not like there's special.
What role does Publicis play in that, right? Because there is the Power One model. There is like, you guys have found your way.
The pit crew, is that the
pit crew?
That's for Goodyear, yeah.
Where does Publicis play in that success for you guys? How did they help?
It depends. So it depends on the piece of business. Not every piece of business that we have is a Power of One, but I think again, there's so much innovation happening at the holding company level, at the Publicis level, that it's like we have so much at our disposal, whether it comes through as sort of this proper Power of One, like a pit crew or a PS1 or whatever, or it's just we can tap into a center of excellence to bolster our own thinking. We're just, it's I don't know, an embarrassment of like riches of just like really smart people and all of these centers of excellence that we can get smart on stuff really quickly.
What are these centers of excellence? Like, what are some examples?
I mean, listen, even like LeTruc and some of like the AI capabilities that they're building that are pretty remarkable. Data, even like we've bolstered our PR so much.
So you got these experts like these little pockets,
or even like media. Like even if we don't have media, right, and we have a media idea, like all the piping is there that I can just pick up the phone. And again, if we don't have the media business for a client, but we have an idea that we can just get smart about it before we go to a client and say, we have this idea, we think you could do it this way, right? But then they can go and they can, obviously talk to their media. And it's not about taking the media business or whatever. It's literally just packaging our work in a way that makes it more viable.
Okay. Understood. And then balancing out being boutique, the brand identity, but also tapping in those centers of excellence and the broader holding company. It seems like you guys are balancing that out pretty well.
I think we are. What do you think?
Hey, I mean, you guys, top 10 agency last year.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
You make standout this year? What'd you make this year?
Well, it hasn't.
It's underway.
It's on the way.
It's
on the way. It hasn't started.
We're working on it. It's a fall.
I miscommunicated something.
No,
we were top 10 last year, and now this year, which will be announced next year, is underway.
That's on me.
No,
that's on me.
You're good.
I do not work for Ad Age. Have you won Agency of the Week by Breaking Entering?
Yes, I know. Thank you. I was very excited. A lot of people shared that with me. Yeah, you won.
You got number one?
Thank you.
For the Arby's thing.
Yeah.
See,
can we fact check that? I forgot that.
All right,
I forgot. I mean, we do one every week. We rank the 5
it's a
agencies.
lot for you.
That's the industry's most premier weekly award.
I watch it every week.
Thanks, dog.
I'm curious, like, how has that like changed you as a creative? Because you're talking about like pulling up these different capabilities. Like, I don't think every creative thinks that way or has the access.
I think it's definitely like a competitive advantage that that our creatives like understand just sort of like everything it's just having like more tools to play with, right? Like more ways to sort of zag, as we like to say.
Yeah. In terms of the like identity, like how much coming into this, like, do you play up the like when they zag, we zag? Like, how much do you play that up still? Because
I mean, we're like it's a big deal to us. Like it's a big source of pride, like being the black sheep. Everybody who joins BBH is asked that question: "What makes you a black sheep?" in front of the entire agency, without giving.
What would you say? What did you say?
I grew up in a house of all lefties. And so I grew up having to use lefty scissors as a righty, which was a hardship.
Okay.
And so I think it just helped me understand how, being sensitive about.
Let's get closer to the mic, please.
For this very profound answer. Let me really dig deep into this. I am a righty in a full lefty household.
That's it right there. Absolutely.
That is really genetic lottery right there.
That's funny. No, it makes sense. I mean, because I think people, when they think of Power One, they're not sure how that culminates within certain ages.
Where does the mystery come from? Maybe because I've been living in it. Is it just that other holding companies don't? It's because it's not really that complicated, right? It's just we all kind of sit around a table and there's representation from media and PR and data, and when we share ideas, they're all there and invited to make the ideas better.
I got it. I'm in it.
You know what it is that obviously when the Power One was introduced, it was a difference.
A first of its kind, yeah.
And I think now it's obviously Publicis, has been doing great.
Yeah.
And that's been a big part of it. I think this is where the industry has a question of creative peers are well, is this how creative companies should operate, where maybe they're not, the brand isn't always first, the agency brand isn't always first, but the holding company is first, and I think that's where people are thinking about it in terms of
or the client is first, right?
Right. But I think they're thinking
versus anything else.
Right. But I think the feeling is does this affect agency brands internally if there is one P&L?
I think,
and all that type of stuff. I think that's where.
Listen, even some boutique agencies, right, who have one big client where, right, say, for example, they have a big bank, and then all of the people who work on that bank it's sort of like a offshoot agency, and they don't integrate with the rest of the agent. That's not the way, because of the way the department is set up, particularly creatives, people work on different things, right? So there's all total creative integration across all of our Power One. So you don't have siloed teams, which I think for us, you can't tell the difference creatively.
So Pit Crew, for example, how does that?
So we have, all the creative, we have a full social discipline, we have our ECDs and our GCDs, and, the social discipline sits with the makers and the creators, and the sort of more traditional creatives all sit together. And so, it benefits the work, it benefits the brand. The work is incredibly cohesive as we're developing this whole new design system and this brand story. We're able to sort of prove it out with every all of the different types of sort of creatives on all the different channels that it needs to work. I know it is idealistic in a way. It's sort of like a creative commune.
I want to ask about Publicis now. We're talking about how to be on top. We talked about you. We talked about BBH.
Yeah.
And now I want to understand how Publicis is a top holding company. A lot of media wins recently. But what's your perspective on how Publicis stays on top?
So I am probably not the best person to ask this question to, just because I'm not super involved in their strategy and whatnot. I can tell you from my experience working with Carla and our tour, and Andy as well, and just sort of being able to sort of be in their orbit and see how they think and see how they approach solving problems. And I'll say that there is this willingness to experiment and sort of be in beta and trailblaze in a way that it doesn't. There's just a willingness to experiment and try different models and different shapes and iterate. And I think that it's helped us to advance more quickly. It's been, from as a creative and sort of, watching people talk about the pendulum, and it swung into, all the way to data, and everyone's Publicis doesn't care about creative. And it's I think, obviously I wouldn't have stayed if that was ever the truth. we have creativity like pulsing through every aspect of the holding company. I mean, I just think about like Carla is like such a brilliant creative mind. And, you know, she really is sort of leading the charge under our tour in a lot of ways. And it's like creativity, I don't know, at least as a creative leader there, I feel like, you know, we are incredibly valued. And, you know, the role even creativity is like playing in some of these media wins and stuff like that, right? Like, I think they see the value of creativity across the board.
Are you hiring right now? What are you looking for?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Want us to help
we
you
have
find
a
somebody?
couple. We've just won a couple new pieces of business.
What'd you guys win?
Within.
What'd you guys win? Can we get a zoom in? I've
Well,
never
we're
gotten a
doing.
scoop before.
You've never
No.
I'll teach you one day
how to get the
how
scoop.
to get scoops.
Yeah.
No, I mean we did. You know, we did Hawaiian Tropic last year. We're doing that again. We're going to be doing work for Chic, which will be exciting. We're going to be doing. You know, we're launching like in earnest now some exciting work on Arby's. So there's a lot of stuff, and like you know, another big piece of work underway for Goodyear. There's a lot of more work for Grey Goose. There's a lot going.
Lots
through.
cooking here.
A lot cooking.
And new business wins came in. That's good too.
I do want to get into the specifics of Goodyear at some point, but
real
quick, any Super Bowl spots? Are you guys in that?
No, not as of right now.
Okay. All right.
But I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
Things change quickly at BBH.
I don't know if you had more questions. I wanted to deep dive a little bit into.
Go for it.
The Goodyear spot that came out this year. When I saw that, I mean, look, I'm a hip hop fan, so maybe that's part of the
Are you
bias.
a car fan?
I'm not. That's the point. Like, I don't care about cars at all. To me, they're like all the same, and I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're a car fan, but when I saw that, I was like, what a cool way to make a tire company interesting. No offense to Goodyear, but it's like to bring in all these different aspects, the legacy, the modernness of music. I don't know, like talk to
well, first of all, I have to give a lot of credit to the CMO. Like, a creative's best friend is an ambitious CMO with like a creative soul. And I think that's what we have in Will. And, you know, he happens to be a huge hip hop fan and a huge car fan. And we've got both on our side of the house as well. You know, they needed like a serious reinvigoration. And it's such like, these are my favorite brands, are like these legacy brands that need like dusting off. And like, it's such an icon, and it's, you know, everybody knows the blimp.
Right.
But it's funny, if you ask kids today, they know Goodyear's the blimp, but they don't realize it's a tire company, which is like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, we needed to like really sort of relaunch the brand in a big culturally disruptive way, and with swagger. And the point of view of the brand, again, speaking to like giving props to strategy, is like tires worth bragging about.
Right.
And so you could see why there was like so much swagger in this anthem. But yeah, still always forever just sort of nodding to the fact that like we're here and we're still like quite badass, and like sort of showing the receipts for all of the shit that we've done historically.
Yeah.
And then the track, which is sort of like the piece de resistance.
How'd you get that, right? Because I don't think
you've seen the video, right? The still video.
I have seen the video, but I don't
tell the fans what this in the video.
Yeah, well, the video it uses Dr. Dre's song "Still Dre," and it like
still.
Oh, you mean
the music video?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
like explain to everybody what
that I don't remember.
With the cars.
Oh, where it like bounces. Yeah, like the lowrider.
Yeah, the lowriders.
Yeah, the lowriders bouncing up and down, and you guys played on the culture of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Dre, I mean, lucky for us, like Dre had actually reached out to Goodyear prior to us
Really?
sort of developing this work. And so the door was ajar, I would say. He had never licensed a track before, so it was ajar. It wasn't like wide open. And we cut the spot, and, you know, sort of there was hesitation, some negotiations, and we shared the spot, and it's sort of like an undeniably dope spot. And he agreed to it, and, you know, the rest is sort of history. But it was a great stake in the ground, like a first piece out of the gate after that win. We were just like super proud of that.
He reached out before, like
He reached out before
like
we
years
had
ago?
even, yeah, like a couple years ago.
oh, to do like an ad or like to
I'm not sure, like, I think, you know, and this happens a lot with celebrities where they'll sort of, or their teams will put out feelers to brands, just like
Yeah.
there's an interest. So
Yeah, okay.
I think that there had been sort of points of communication. I don't know all the
Yeah.
details though.
No, and what I really liked was the editing
Yeah.
of the spot. You guys used like a specific editor who like
Yes,
has
I know. Of
edited
course,
on films and things like that. But like that's what caught my eye was like you guys could have
the
just
pace,
the pace.
the craft. You know what it is?
It looks simple, but it's not. Like it really, from an artistic standpoint, like I thought it was really like phenomenal.
Thank you.
But,
I mean, it's the difference between like making a rip film and making like a really high crafted piece. That is just like such a driving, like it's gotten so much incredible feedback as soon as it was put out that like I think we were all kind of blown away. And I also think like the footage, like I don't know if you remember, but it starts with Back to the Future. And people don't realize like how many moments in culture Goodyear was present in.
Well, did you have to license all that? Like,
Yes.
Like all those.
Yeah,
different
all
things?
of it. It
I'm
was
sure
a
there's-
business affairs
Yeah.
nightmare, but it was great. And the Goodyear team sort of helped us. They have a lot of existing relationships, but there was like even more that we couldn't in the time. But there's
Does that take a
like,
long time?
it was like there was like this crazy matrix of like approvals and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it took a while.
Okay.
It took a while.
Love it. And I'm sure there was stuff that wasn't even featured, like the Batmobile. I think that
Like
was
the
one-
Batmobile was
Yeah,
not featured. Yeah,
Which,
Maybe
The
part
Batmobile.
Part two? Is there?
maybe we got some stuff cooking, some exciting stuff cooking.
Yeah.
yes, you do. And we're really pumped to follow along. Erica, thank you so much for coming on, teaching us how to stay on top and more. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
How can people reach out to say hello or get a barn internship? Is there a
Oh my
secret
God.
secret phrase for that? Like, we can give our
If
what's the barn door?
where's
knock?
the barn door knock? Hello at bbh-usa.com.
Nice.
And I was told never to give out my personal info, but
Smart.
I'm pretty good on LinkedIn.
Everybody's got a
and
LinkedIn.
I try to get back to people. I'm not always great, but I value persistence. So
Okay. Is there a good recruiter or somebody that you
yes.
recommend? Throw them under the bus.
Yes, Debbie Baganis.
Look at that.
Boom.
Debbie's about to get all the
Debbie.
DMs.
Yeah, a little reward for
She's
everybody
the-
that stays till the end. Like,
She's the greatest. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we've got please we are actually hiring. So.
okay. We'll make a little
Shout.
We could post a graphic of some sort
Oh yeah, let's post a graphic.
or a cool video,
Well,
dope video, not a rip video.
our dope video.
Dope video. This is awesome.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that a 9 out of 12?